All right, so this is how to cover and protect a book jacket. I only protect the jackets on a picture book that has a different cover than the jacket. So that's the first thing to check for, is making sure that it's one that should be protected. And then you want to choose, I have two different sizes. I have a 9-inch and a 14-inch size. And you figure out which size you need. These are really good for fiction in particular because they're all pretty standard size of 8 inches. So that works well for them. This is a taller picture book that's going to need the larger size. Then you can pull it out. There are instructions here as well if you'd like to read instructions. So you pull it out and you take the jacket off the book entirely, and you just lay it flat to figure out exactly how much you need. And you want it to be almost the same length as the jacket, but a little bit less. So you're gonna give it kind of an inch here, and to give it an inch on the other side, pull it a second inch. So 2 inches, and then you can mark it with a pencil or do a small cut if you'd like. So I've got that there. And it doesn't have to be very nice. These scissors are very dull. I'm going to use different scissors. But if it's not a perfectly straight edge, it's not a big deal because it's going to be on the inside of the book. So then I just kind of get that back out of the way. There's this piece of paper that runs between the layers just to keep it from sticking to itself. So you can just trim that and recycle it. And there'll probably be one under here, maybe not. Next, what you are going to do is you're going to start putting the jacket inside of it. But it's best to have this sealed edge at the bottom of the book so that it doesn't create extra bulk. So what I do is I kind of lift this open, and the whole jacket is open. And I just shove it down to the bottom as best as I can and pull it tight. So now I see that this is really tight against the edge. And here there's a bit of white, so I need to push it down on that side too to make sure that it's flush as much as possible. Then I kind of use the edge of the counter to make a crease at the top of the jacket and then fold it over. And you can press this with your fingers, or you can use a bone folder to make a really good crease. And you want it pretty close to tight. It's okay to give it a little bit of extra space at the top so that it doesn't bubble funny when you fold it around the book, but generally pretty close to a flush fit. Then just leave it like that. Just make sure it's kind of centered, so you see how I have about an inch on either side. The jacket kind of that the jacket cover isn't covering, so I've got an inch there and an inch here. Find the jacket again, or sorry, the book, and make sure that it's facing upright so you don't put the jacket on upside down. And I'm going to put it back around the book. And I see that it's kind of come up again, so I'm gonna have to open it and push it back down before I tape it. But it's okay to get it folded and creased here. So that's looking pretty good. It's not bubbling up weird any places. This is still centered on the spine. That's what we want. So I'm just gonna quickly open this and push it down. See if I can get rid of those white spots.
Oh yeah.
And back on. Don't trap any pages. That does happen sometimes. Okay, so it is kind of just wavy a little bit, but it's I've seen much worse. This is okay. So I'm confirming that I don't have a page trapped under here like this. We want to make sure it's just the book cover. Same here, and confirming again that I've put it upright. Great. the next thing that needs to happen is taping it. And I always prefer for any extra to be on the top, because when you put it on the shelf, if you've got any extra on the bottom, it just makes it a mess to go on the shelf and it gets all crumpled and yucky. So what I usually do is I put it on here and make sure that it's sitting flush before I tape it. And I use this filament tape here to tape the jacket. And what I do is I kind of just go at an angle here on, and actually, excuse me, because it's got this cover, I'm going to do it on the plastic. And then we fold it over just on the book, not on the front cover, so that when you open it, this jacket is loose and can open properly. It doesn't get all funny. It makes it nicer for opening. So I'll do that the same on the other side. It probably doesn't actually matter if I do it on here or on here, but I'm gonna do it where the plastic is while I'm in it. Okay, so I've done those, and then I just turn it over, and I do the other two on the bottom. The other thing I'll say about this process is that occasionally the barcode is very difficult to read for the scanner through the plastic, especially if it bubbles up a lot. So that's one of the reasons that we want it to be as smooth as possible. So future librarian, whoever you are, if you find that it's not scanning easily, you can always just put a new barcode over the plastic and change the catalog record and just leave that one there. It's not a problem to leave the old one underneath. And again, just double checking that the spine label is centered on the spine and legible, and this is looking pretty good. So this is ready to be checked in and put on the shelf.
Gwen, is there a reason why you leave a bit of the leaf exposed?
I had a reason.
Oh no, that's okay.
You
can edit this part out.
No, that's fine.
I was just curious. I thought it might help me remember. It doesn't matter.
I think it's just easier. Like when it comes all the way like this, it ends up kind of just getting crumpled and in the way.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people might bring it a lot closer.
Okay.
But I have found that this is good enough.
Right.
And it saves a tiny bit of material for the next one. I don't know. So no, I don't have a particular reason other than after doing it many times, I found that this was the easier way for me.